On today's episode of American Truck Simulator, we're going to be hopping behind the wheel of this Mack R hauling some canola, and along the way we're going to be talking about Mack potentially coming to the game, as well as Colorado and some new stuff that has been announced. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Roll the intro. Alright, haulers. Hello and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. As you can see, we're already in the cab. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to get this thing started up and get rolling so we can get talking about some of this stuff. Very nice. Go ahead and get rolling here. Now, obviously, I'm putting GPS on because this truck doesn't have it built in. It's an older model truck. Whoops. I also need to figure out how to shift it because this truck has a 12-speed, and most of you guys that have known me for a while and have seen my previous videos know I almost never drive anything that does not have an 18-speed transmission. So for me to be shifting a 12-speed in a game that is an Euro Truck Simulator is very confusing to me. But we'll make it work. We'll get used to it at some point. We're going to make our way out here onto the road. We do have a yield here, so we're going to make sure we're all clear to come out. It looks like we're all good, so we're going to cross. Or at least come out here, not cross. Obviously, crossing would put us in oncoming lanes, which is probably not a good idea. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Obviously, I know there's a lot going on in the real world right now. I want to make it very clear I'm not going to be discussing any of that. I'm trying to focus on making my channel a getaway rather than, focusing on that stuff. So don't expect anything like that. However, what I do want to cover today is a couple of new things, including new updates and stuff that we've gotten, information. And there's actually a reason we're in a Mack truck today. So, I don't know which came first. Obviously, my stuff's all jumbled up because I've been doing a lot of stuff in terms of streaming and otherwise. But in the last few days, we've gotten both a trailer, or not a trailer, but a little video clip for what looks to be... I can't see because of this freaking sign, dude. We're going to have to roll out here a little bit. Alright, here we go. I gotta remember with this truck that I can't really skip gears. In my other truck, you can float between. So I'll shift up two at a time depending on how I'm rolling. Can't do that with this. At least I'm not used to it well enough. But, back to what we were talking about. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is obviously Mack. There was a little video released with a woman carving something, and it featured what I believe is a bulldog. And obviously I'm not I don't know my dogs. I think it's a bulldog. If it's not, then I'm just an idiot. But as far as I know, when it comes to Mack, the bulldog emblem was carved by someone who worked there. I don't remember the story. I saw it in another channel that did a little history of Mack. We're going to slow down here too, because we got another yield coming up. Looks like they've got a red, but... yeah, we're good here. But I believe in there was a caption that was some things are carved, or some big things start carved in soap, or something cheesy like that. Obviously, it's them teasing something. But, like I was saying, it features a bulldog. And basically the whole idea was like, oh, what do you guys think this could be? Without a doubt, it's gonna be Mack. We're getting Mack trucks. As far as I know, I think Mack is owned by Volvo, so it would make a ton of sense in that front for us to be getting them. And obviously, I'm very excited for that. That's why we're driving a Mack now. That dump truck there to your left is a Mack. That dump truck that just drove past us is a Mack. So that's another thing I'm curious to see. I almost guarantee you we're gonna be getting Mack. Obviously, I don't know, but the odds that it's something other than Mack is just, I don't know. It would be insane if it was something else. But I'm curious to see with this, because obviously the AI vehicles in this game, some of them are Mack, but they're not official. Like you can see there, it even has the little Bulldog logo on the mud flap. So I wonder if they're going to change around some of the AI vehicles now, because they'll have Mack as an actual partner, I guess. I don't know what they call it. Okay, so the first 6 shift way differently. Yeah, the first 6 shift way differently compared to the later gears. Also sucks, I can't actually see the dial very well. So I do apologize, obviously, trying to learn this truck. I've never driven it before. This is my first time driving it in game. I've seen other people driving it, and I really wanted to try it out. But yeah, I almost guarantee you we're getting Mack. Probably going to be the Anthem. I really want to see the Anthem in this game, obviously with it being the newest truck. I actually don't mind the look of the Anthem that much. I kind of like that truck. But we may also get the Pinnacle at some point. It depends on how many they're going to release at once. So I'll be curious to see that. If we get 2 trucks in one update, I will be blown away. I'm going to assume we're getting the Mack Anthem to start with, and then maybe down the road they'll put something else in. Whoops. I'll figure the gearing out eventually, and I do apologize for the kind of weirdness between me talking. For some reason, I'm struggling this morning with getting words out. I keep having like sneezing fits and stuff, obviously not connected to anything going on. It's an issue I have. I don't know why. But do mind that. I apologize again. But yeah, so that's one of the big things I wanted to talk about. I'm very excited for that. I want to hear what you guys' opinions are, so let me know in the comments below. But the other thing that we saw is that they officially announced that Colorado is coming to American Truck Simulator. So I guess what they're doing is they're actually working, paralleling Idaho. So they're finishing up Idaho right now, and they probably got halfway through Idaho and started up Colorado. So they're overlapping each one so that they can release them within a decent period of time. I'm guessing the way that works is they've got a certain amount of people allocated to those particular DLCs, and what happens is they'll have all of the people that are necessary working on one DLC at a time, and then as soon as a few of those people get freed up to work on something else, they get moved on to starting a new one. That's my guess anyway. Obviously, I don't know what the inside scoop is. Bro, why? Come on. Dude, what a, like, it's too realistic sometimes. The AI is too realistic. You deal with dipshits like this. Like, it's funny too, because it's the one thing that truckers always talk about is, and I totally understand this, the people that are like in their cars that decide they're just going to cut off a truck and slam on the brakes. It's like, you're basically asking to get killed, and this guy's in a truck and just did it to me. Like, come on, man. But yeah, we're on the road again, so that works. We're going. We'll make it there hopefully in one piece. We'll have to see. But yeah, there's that. That's just a jumbled mess. Obviously, these episodes aren't really scripted. Typically what I'll do is I'll take a bunch of notes and say, hey, these are the things I want to talk about, or just see what's going on. It's just a chance for me to chill, catch up with you guys, do some other stuff. So just bear that in mind. This isn't going to be like some fancy polished episode like my, reviews and stuff are. But yeah, there's that. And if you guys want to see this truck on a mod review, do let me know. I would be very happy to do that. We have to slow down here. Truck does have a Jake brake, so we're going to use it. Come on, Mr. Bus. Make up your freaking mind, please. Jeez. The AI is especially stupid this morning. It's funny, too, because ever since I made a joke about Jeff Favignano having so much trouble with the AI, and ever since, it's been nothing but a nightmare for me. So I think karma hit me with the backhand, like hardcore, because I've had so much trouble with the AI recently. Just doing stupid stuff, unless SCS updated them, and that's part of it. And speaking of that, so a couple of big things. I mentioned Colorado, so obviously talked a little bit about that. They showed some pictures and stuff. I'm not going to show any of what they posted in here because I'm already hesitant about posting some things because I don't want to get a strike or something. I don't think they'll do that, but obviously, you know, there's that. I don't like posting things on there anyways. But yeah, they posted pictures on their blog and stuff, so go check that out. I'll throw a link to that in the description if you guys want to check that out. It's a great place to kind of see everything first. One of the few places I know of that still actively does a blog that I still follow. I remember blogging like used to be the thing, and it doesn't seem like it's as big a deal anymore. Maybe it's just because the little area that I'm in on the internet now. What is happening? What is this guy doing? Oh, he was just coming on the highway. We're good. We're not gonna die. I am gonna pass him though if I can. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, Chevy Chase. I got places to be. Thank you. Alright, we're good. And again, well, okay, so it's a day cab and he's hauling a pup trailer. That's one thing that SCS needs to change, I think, is the amount of trucks that are hauling pup trailers. I almost never see, unless it's me and because the area I'm in, maybe that's a bigger deal out west, but you almost never see pup trailers here in real life. I have never in my life seen a flatbed pup trailer. Never. I've only ever seen pup trailers as a part of like FedEx or UPS doubles. I've never seen them as anything else. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But obviously, so, okay, we've got Mack coming. I almost guarantee it. We have Colorado coming after Idaho. They said it's going to be the end of the year. Obviously, the real world is going to impact that, especially with everything happening. So we'll see. Seems like they're doing really, really well about getting stuff out. I'm very, very excited for that kind of a thing. They're really doing a great job of getting content out. A lot of places seem to be doing pretty good for what it is, especially with everything going on. So shout out to SCS for really pushing that. I gotta say, the only people that really are rivaling them right now in the games that I play, Flashing Lights. The Flashing Lights developers are just cruising through stuff, albeit much smaller things in terms of like getting a car in Flashing Lights is a very bare bones thing compared to a full detailed state, but it's also one guy compared to a team of people working on the game. So you gotta give them that. But either way, they're doing really good at getting stuff out. I'm very excited. I'm always open to seeing some more northern states coming out. I'm kind of in a unique position with Colorado or I guess with American Truck Simulator, where the chances are my state will be one of the last few. Obviously, Alaska and Hawaii are probably gonna be towards the latter end, which is something that surprised me. I figured maybe they would work on that sooner since they've got Cali and they've got, let's see here, they've got Cali and Washington done so they could set up ports. Because as far as I know, a lot of the way that stuff gets to Alaska is ships that go from Washington up to, I don't remember the town. That's how a lot of rail stuff gets up there and that sort of thing. Come on, baby. Trying to like get up this hill. Also, if you guys seen the moving van trailers in here, that is because I tried to record an episode with the moving van trailers. If you guys want to see that, let me know. That's the Kentucky moving van trailers. I was hoping to do a little thing with that and ended up scrapping it because some of the stuff that I talked about in there, I decided I just didn't want to put out. You know, I do that sometimes. But back to what I was saying. I keep getting sidetracked. This is like the worst episode I've had in a long time in terms of getting sidetracked. But I'm in a weird position because I live in the state of Maine, which in the U.S. is the northeasternmost state. So SCS right now is kind of going from west. They're going west to east. It seems like they're kind of preferring north right now. They keep doing this flip-flop back and forth between preferring northern states and preferring southern states. So they started out doing Arizona and New Mexico, and now that they've got Washington and Oregon out, they've started preferring to get like Idaho and Colorado out instead of more like Texas and states like that, the bigger states that are down there. So I'm curious to see how that's going to be. Obviously, Florida is going to be an interesting one to see, and being in Maine, the difference is like Florida is still connected, like it has states on multiple sides. Maine is connected on just like one side, if that makes sense. So Florida's connected to the west and to the north, whereas Maine's basically just like southwest at an angle. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. Also, if you guys are wondering why I have my four-ways on, it's because I'm going slow. It's just a force of habit. Actually, look, here comes another cement mixer. Uh-oh, please. The cement mixer's a Mack truck. I want to say a Titan. I want to say that's based roughly on the Mack Titan. Try and get going here. Yeah, I think that's based roughly on the Mack Titan. Obviously, down the road, I would love to see multiple of each truck. So, like, International has a couple of trucks I want to see. And I'm sure with Mack, we'll probably get the Pinnacle at some point if they release newer versions of it. Volvo has the VNL, but they also have the VNR. And they just released a new truck, but it's more of a commercial truck than it is, like, a semi-truck. It's like an industry truck, so dump trucks and cement trucks and stuff like that. But back again to what I was saying, where I'm positioned in Maine means that they're going to make their way from the west to the east, so I'm probably going to be one of the last states to get completed other than Alaska and Hawaii. So that means that I'm lucky enough that I get to explore all the new stuff before I explore what's familiar to me, if that makes any sort of sense. So it's cool to see all these new different areas. Obviously, California is very different from New Mexico, and New Mexico is way different than Washington, and you're getting kind of this mix of all this stuff. That's why I love Euro Truck Simulator, personally, is because I get to learn how European roads work, I get to drive on them, see places that I can't really see in real life to a scale. Obviously, it's not, one-to-one, but it gives me an opportunity to kind of learn the layout and kind of get a feel for how everything is and how everyone drives and stuff. Or not really how everyone drives. If I want that, I go on multiplayer. It seems like everyone's a shitty driver if I do that, and that's not meant to be an attack. There's just very different people in multiplayer. Some people prefer just hauling at 90 miles an hour constantly everywhere. I mean, that's the thing too, is like, I can't really talk too much about not being realistic, because on multiplayer, the way I used to be is you would stop at every stop sign, you would follow every road law, but now it's to the point where, like, you treat a stop sign like a yield sign because there's just no one else there. It makes no sense to stop. So technically, we're still breaking laws, if you will, but there's not, to each their own. That's what I'm trying to say here. But I'm curious to see what that's going to kind of feel like as we get closer to Maine being a proper thing. And I also wonder, with the states that they're working on right now being significantly larger than the states they will be working on, other than Alaska. Alaska is its own nightmare. However, the thing about Alaska is it's not technically that big, because Alaska won't have nearly the same amount of road layout as it will forested areas, if that makes sense. So we won't be able to explore all of Alaska, whereas you can cross the entirety of Washington from corner to corner and across the center. With Alaska, it's going to be what? Mostly the southern tips of Alaska and the coast. Oh, Mustang bro, what are you doing? Oh, that guy's having a bad day. At least his truck didn't go over. But yeah, I'm wondering if what's going to end up happening is they'll start releasing multiple states at once, because New Hampshire and Vermont are very small. Connecticut and Rhode Island are very small, you know, things like that. So right now, where it's taking a significant amount of turnaround time to get a state out, it's going to start picking up pace as it moves along. Obviously, Maine's a much bigger state, so that will take some time again. But hopefully, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull in for this. Hopefully, not too long. But thing is what kind of kills me right now is it's going to be years before a lot of this is done, which obviously patience is key, but oh my god, I really want to be able to explore some of this other stuff. I almost wish what they had done was kind of like what Coast to Coast did, where they did they had a main team working on a widespread version and then slowly updated each state as time progressed, so that at least we could drive the roads and then come back to it. But I know that model probably wouldn't have worked with the current status, everything. Go ahead and get our inspection done. Get out here on the highway. He can slow down instead of being an impatient. That's the other thing too. They need to, I know obviously this is a big ask, but I would like to see some sort of detection system that tells the AI that, hey, someone is coming on the highway. If space is available, move over. That's how most people are in real life. Obviously, you get the occasional person who's not very friendly about it, but still, you know, it'd be nice to see something like that at some point. But I guess last but not least, I've talked about this already, so that's why I didn't really cover it too much, but 1.37, we will finally have the ability to roll our windows down, which is something I am very excited for, along with a new sound engine. So it's going to be a big change, that's for sure. What I'm guessing they're going to do is 1.37 will drop, and it'll have Mack in it, and then it will also have everything that you need for Idaho. So the game will be up to date for that, so that people that get Idaho, it's just like, that's how they plug and play it, if you will. So I'm guessing we're going to get a bunch with 1.37. That'll be that. And I'm guessing that's probably why it took a lot longer from them teasing it to it actually being released. I'm guessing it'll be released. I would say 1.37 will be released by the first week of April or second week. At the latest, honestly, with how much they're teasing it right now. And I would say Idaho will be same day or maybe a little later after that. Honestly, I don't know, but kind of how they do things, we'll see. The fact that they've already announced another state, I mean, I'm guessing it's not going to be much more than a couple of weeks before this stuff all comes out. And I'm very, very excited for all that. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Something I'm really interested to hear. Before I go any further, I quickly want to give a massive shout out and a thank you to my Patreon supporters, or in this case supporter, WX Squint. Tremendously helps the channel, tremendously helps me, means a lot, and enables me to keep going. If you're at all curious as to how you can support me further, above leaving a like, subscribing, and commenting, you can find everything you need to know in the description below. And again, I sincerely appreciate the support. And while I'm talking about that too, I want to give a massive thank you to everyone who's been supporting me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/LonghaulerGMG. Streaming over there multiple times a week, almost 5 days, 6 days a week on average right now. It's been going really well. I really appreciate everyone coming out. So if you want to chill with me, ride in cab live or anything like that, you can find me there, and that's a great place to be. Obviously, if you want to learn about when I go live, anytime a video goes posted or anything like that, you can always turn on notifications on Twitch or on YouTube. However, I have them set up in my Discord as well. So if you want to have that, as well as the benefit of hanging out with the community and chatting and sharing stuff, you can find a link to my Discord in my description as well. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see kind of what this year will bring in terms of that stuff. Obviously, we're in very interesting times. We're in a time right now that will end up in the history books. Obviously, I'm not going to talk too much about this. I just kind of want to wrap that up. But I'll be interested to see how this all plays out. I'm very excited for those 3 updates. It's really nice to see SCS putting all this stuff together, and I have definitely a lot more faith in them now of getting stuff out than when this game first came out. Oh boy, I guess we gotta step it up here. Hopefully we're not gonna be late. Actually, let's see what the time is that they need it. So expected 9:29 a.m. So we got about 20 minutes to get there. Let's see here. Ooh, 9:52. Ooh, what was the limit? 10:59. We'll be okay. We're definitely gonna be on the later end of that, but we're gonna try and burn off some time here, pick up some speed because, yeah, hopefully we can meet them on the deadline and not be late, because I'm almost never late. So, I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, other than that, I really appreciate like all the support you guys have been giving me. And with the streaming stuff I want to talk about, I quickly want to mention I do have a second channel up. It is my Longhauler Live channel, which you can also find in the descriptions. I gotta update all that stuff, so if you guys see stuff changing around and things like that, I'm kind of trying to like go through everything slowly and update it over time, because I've got so much going on right now between posting on this channel, posting on that channel with really heavily edited videos, and on Twitch and then a couple other sites. It's just a lot to do by myself, so bear with me. But at the end of every video, you can find a little thing that allows you to subscribe to Longhauler Live if you want to. Definitely go check it out. If you guys missed it, I posted a funny moments video in American Truck Simulator, and a lot of that is clips from my streams. That's what that channel is going to be. It's all live moments, funny moments, but they're edited more in the style of if you know who Soviet Womble is, or you know who Northern is, or people like that. It's kind of that sort of thing. Obviously, they're not the first ones to ever do subtitles. They're kind of the people that I know of that are the most prominent with it. People like Grizzy, people like Blarg. It's just a really funny way of editing. I really like it, and it's something that I really wanted to do. So I've started doing that. It's a good way to kind of wrap up the best moments that happen over there. And I quickly want to mention too, since I'm doing that sort of thing, I've had a couple of people ask me about the monthly videos, best of the month type of thing. As of now, that's not a thing. I'm still doing my best of the year, so you'll probably see a lot of the funnier moments at the end of the year. I'll kind of do a big wrap-up video with that. It'll probably be like an hour-long video, maybe. We'll see. And that sort of a thing. So keep an eye out for that. Obviously, we're a ways away from the end of the year, so I've got a lot ahead of me before I even get to that. But it'll probably be edited in a similar style. Kind of mix it up, do something different on the channel. I was considering for a little bit of putting together a strictly funny moments channel and using moments from this series, or like from this one over there, but I want to keep the live and this stuff separate. These are kind of my two different worlds that I like living in, so we're gonna stick with that as it is. We're gonna slow down here coming into town. Oh, slowed down a little too much actually. And one thing I do want to mention too is, if you guys have missed it, I've recently started racing. I say racing very loosely. I haven't actually hit a actual race as of the recording of this video. By the time it goes out, I will have actually done a race, hopefully. But I am now doing iRacing. So if you guys like iRacing or anything like that and you want to come check that out, definitely do that. I'm going to be hopefully doing some endurance racing later this year with a buddy of mine who's trying to start up a little team, so that's going to be, you know, switching it up back and forth, doing 12, 24-hour stretches, and I am very, very excited for that. So if you want to see that kind of a thing, that's also a great reason to come and hang out. I'm going to watch here, make sure I don't hit nobody. God, I was concerned for a minute as though I had turned down a road I was not supposed to be on. I'm going to turn my running lights on, we'll turn our headlights off. Make our way down here into the mill. Nice little site. I gotta say, one thing I'm curious to see is if they're gonna do, because SCS is really good about doing little funny things about each state. I wonder if they're gonna do a lot of weed-based stuff in Colorado, because obviously that's what everyone talks about when it comes to Colorado is weed and stuff. And I'm not gonna get into the politics of it, but it'd be pretty funny to see what they do with that, if there's gonna be like weed shops everywhere. I think that might already be a thing in California in the game, so I'll be curious just to see what happens with that. And I do want to mention, too, if there's a truck that you in particular would like to see me drive, we're going to go around this way, I think. It's dirt road the other way. But if there is a truck that you would like to see me drive, let me know in the comments as well. Obviously, I wanted to do the episode hauling a van, like a storage van, the Kentucky ones, the moving vans. But the video that I made for that just wasn't the quality that I like, so that's probably not coming out. Whoops. Trying to reset my camera there, and I hit my wiper, so I'm going to look like I'm losing it to anybody on the site. I gotta say, that's the other thing too, is because driving a race car is so much different than driving a truck, between not only driving a truck that has a gearbox that is very different from what I usually drive, but also just the fact that I was driving a race car, I'm like confused as hell today. I don't know why. But we're gonna pull up here so that we can drop our trailer for the tug to come grab it. Actually, I think we're unloading into these tankers. I think that's why they're having us park here, because that's what we've got on the back, is a trailer full of canola. So yeah, there we go. And we are parked up. But yeah, that's where I'm calling it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you really, really liked it, do consider subscribing. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find all of that in the description, or you can search me up at Longhauler GMG on Snapchat, Twitter, Twitch, and now TikTok. Yes, I have made a TikTok. I'm probably not going to be linking that everywhere, but it is a thing. It's going to be an area where I can post little quick funny clips that don't make it into videos. If you want to see content that doesn't make it into videos, check that out. And I will see you guys on the next road trip. Peace.